So first we will go towards this syllabus structure of our subject. So EL413, here you can see EL413, this is our subject code. That part is highlighted here. If my pointer is visible to you, I hope. Hmm. This is our subject and EL413, this is our subject code. Renewable energy sources is our subject name, and the short form of our subject is RES. So these three indicates we have three lectures in a week of RES subject, and here tutorial is not shown, practical is not shown. So credits of these theory lectures are 3, and here you can see two practical lectures in a week. That means we have total 5 lectures in a week and total 4 credits. These 3 credits of theory lectures and 1 credit of practical. And for the getting marks or for subject marks, you have to attend ISC test compulsory. Then and then only you can get marks out of 30 for ISC. And after that there is ESC of 70 marks, that may be theory part or MCQ type, depends on the examination. So there are 100 marks of this subject. After that, this is ICA. ICA is nothing but the internal continuous assessment. Internal continuous assessment, these marks are uh, in my hand. In short, or you have to get these marks by solving your assignments, your overall performance and attendance, etc. These factors will be considered while giving these marks. So there are total 125 marks for this subject. So just try to understand this subject and do your best for this subject. And if any query comes in your mind, then you can ask me directly. There will not be any problem. Okay. Are you understood all what I told? Is there anyone present in this lecture or not? Just join your lectures. No one is responding. Why?
Yes, ma'am, I got.
Okay. Total how many marks for this subject? Total 125 marks are for this subject. 100 mark is for the theory and 25 mark is for the internal assessment. Okay. So next, this is our syllabus. There are 8 chapters for this subject, and this chapter is very interesting. If you see nowadays, pollution, uh, our environment is getting polluted. So need for this learning this subject is very much important, and we will see the syllabus. First chapter is solar radiation and its measurement. Solar radiation and its measurement. The name of the chapter itself shows you we have to study in this topic how to measure the solar radiations and how to collect or how to get electricity from solar radiations. You may all know, I think. Are you aware of that or not? How to generate electricity by using solar? Are you studied or not? If you are not studied, I will teach you. Just tell me, are you studied anywhere or not? Okay, if you are not studied, I will tell you in tomorrow's lecture how to generate electricity by using solar radiations or by using solar panels, and then we will move towards the solar radiation topic. uh, Then, solar radiation. In this topic, After studying this topic, you will be able to understand the role and potential of renewable sources. That means the how much important is the renewable energy sources for our daily life, or we can or you can analyze different instruments for measurement for solar radiations, or you can learn what are the equipments for solar radiation measurement, etc. So next, solar energy connection. So this word itself shows the overall point of the chapter, solar energy collection. So this is the chapter related to knowledge of solar energy collection, or you can understand from this chapter solar energy collection methods. So how to collect the solar energy. So in the first chapter, you will be aware of that how to measure the, or how to measure the solar radiations, and in the next chapter you will be able to understand how to collect the solar energy. So solar thermal energy, whatever the solar energy we are getting from the sun, that is collected by the collector. It is an equipment in which solar energy is collected by absorbing radiations. So radiations are nothing but the whatever the sun rays coming from the sun, and I mean that radiations are absorbed in a absorber, and then it is transferred to the next process. This process is called as the solar energy. This is just for the, I told just for the your introduction purpose. uh, while studying the chapters we will go in deep. So next, are you getting what I am telling you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next, the third chapter is solar energy storage and applications. Actually, this chapter is looking easy, but if you go to deep study, uh, so the chapter will look like lengthy subject. But here the name itself shows solar energy storage and application, how to store the solar energy and applications of the solar energy. So first we will see what we will get after studying this subject. So you can able to understand solar energy storage methods. So whatever the methods of the solar energy storage purpose, you will get that methods. The storage of solar thermal energy. Solar thermal energy is nothing but the heat energy coming from the solar. It's essential as it is not available at constant rate. That means the whatever the energy we are getting from the sun, it is not constant, it is variable rate and throughout the day. That means the sunrise starting from the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So whatever the sunrise we are getting in the 12 hours, from the period of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., that is not constant. So we have to collect and store that energy for the future purpose. Future purpose is nothing but the for the night time, or during the peak load. So for that purpose solar energy storage method is very important. So you have to study this chapter in a very well manner. You will get perfect in the solar by studying these three topics, and after that wind energy, biomass and geothermal. These are the another methods of the renewable energy sources. First three chapter are dependent on the solar. So it is important. It is clear that solar energies become important energy source. Then and then only efficient, economical, and reliable energy sources we can get. And this is clean methods of the energy sources, that we are not polluting our environment, eco-friendly, and all other methods are also eco-friendly. So, next chapter, wind energy. So, from the wind energy chapter, I hope in power plant you may studied wind energy. Is that point included in the power plants subject or not? In power plant engineering, are you studied wind energy? Okay, if not studied. Um, So wind energy is the energy which is freely available in environment. So we can use that wind energy, whatever the wind pressure available in our nature, we can use that wind energy to generate the electricity. So whatever the process or methods or site selection criteria, classification, or which windmills are very efficient or which not, what are the types of the windmills, or whatever the formulas, laws related to the wind energy, we will study in the wind energy chapter. By studying this chapter, you will be able to uh, understand what is wind energy and detailed information about the wind energy. So in the next biomass. So what will you understand in the biomass? What is biomass? You may know bioplant. So what is that, a bioplant or biomass? What will be the sources for the biomass? Suppose some houses use bioplants. So what are that bioplants? What they are uses for generating electricity or for generating any energy, that may be gas or anything else. For generating that energy, what they are using as a primary source? Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
So which was the primary source for that?
Fuel.
Which is the fuel? Fuel or whatever it may be the basic need for that plant. सपोज घरामध्ये एखाद्या तुम्ही गावाकडे अर्बन एरियामध्ये, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स अर्बन एरियामध्ये एखादा म्हणजे ज्या लोकांच्या घरी शेण जास्तीत जास्त उपलब्ध असतं, शेण किंवा ते हे असते बघा कुजवलेले ते शेतातलं जे काय असतंय ते, तर त्याचं यूज करून त्यांनी बायोप्लांट एखादं उभा करतात आणि त्याचं जे काही गॅस प्रोड्यूस होत आहे, तर ते त्यांनी कुकिंगसाठी म्हणा किंवा लाइटिंगसाठी ते यूज करतात. तो प्लांट माहिती आहेत का तुम्हाला?
फोटोसिंथेसिस.
त्या प्लांटला काय म्हणते तर, म्हणजे घराच्या पाठीमागे एक बनवलेलं असतं बघा प्लांट, तो शेण वगैरे यूज करते, शेण पाणी, आणि त्याचं मग जे काही एनर्जी गॅसेस प्रोड्यूस होते ते आपल्या घरामध्ये युटिलाइज करतात. तोच प्लांट इज नथिंग बट दी बायोमास. So you will be able to understand all the types of the renewable sources in this chapter. And next, geothermal energy. Geothermal is nothing but the which type of energy? Hot springs. हॉट स्प्रिंग्स माहिती आहेत का तुम्हाला? हॉट स्प्रिंग्स म्हणजे एखादा असं गरम पाण्याचं तळं असल्यासारखं असतं आणि इथून वाफा 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 अशा निघत असतात. उकळत्या पाण्याचा झरा किंवा ज्वालामुखी असं म्हणतात. तर ती जी काही एन्व्हायरमेंट मधली एनर्जी आहे, बिलो दी रॉक, म्हणजे खडकच्या आतमध्ये जी काही हीट एनर्जी आहे, किंवा हे वेल्स असते त्याचे गरम पाण्याचे, काही ठिकाणी जास्त गरम असतं, काही ठिकाणी असे त्याचे काही टेम्परेचर स्पेसिफिकेशन्स असतात. तर ते उकळत्या पाण्याचे किंवा इथं आपल्याला बेनिफिट काय भेटतो की आपल्याला पर्टिक्युलर म्हणजे हीट देऊन त्याला गरम करून त्याचं परत इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नाही. तर ऑलरेडी जे काही हॉट स्प्रिंग्ज आहेत, तर त्या हॉट स्प्रिंगची एनर्जी आपण कशासाठी आपल्या नेक्स्ट युटिलाइज करतो, कशासाठी? आपली इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट करण्यासाठी किंवा आपली जी काही एनर्जी नीड आहे ती मीट करण्यासाठी आपण जिओथर्मल एनर्जी यूज करतो. So next, ocean energy. So how can you tell about the ocean energy? Is anyone having idea about that for the ocean energy? The name itself shows. So in this chapter, you will learn about the ocean energy. That means the whatever the tidal or wave energy, waves coming from the sea or any high water pond that may be used for the generating energy. Mini hydel, that means the mini hydropower plants or whatever the tides or waves coming from the sea that may be used for the generation of electricity or generation of energy. In this chapter, you will be able to see basics or introduction to ocean energy, and then you will be understand how to convert energy. So that points also included in this in this chapter also, and after that some points included in the eighth chapter. Eighth chapter is the direct energy conversion. Direct energy conversion is nothing but the so whatever the energy available, that may be kinetic energy or whatever the energy available in our resources, how to convert that energy into useful energy. This point is called as direct energy conversion. There are very few points in the eighth chapter need for DEC. DEC is nothing but the direct energy conversion. What is the need for direct energy conversion? And Carnot cycle that you will be learn in uh, while studying this chapter, and limitations and principle of DEC. DEC is nothing but the direct energy conversion. So this is the introduction part of this subject, that means the syllabus structure, and after that whatever this uh, chapters included in our syllabus related to that. So what are renewables? So these points: renewable energy, non-renewable energy, conventional, non-conventional, these points you studied already, but just to try to recall, or anyone tell me whatever the renewable what is renewable energy, or what are renewables means what? Just try to tell. I'm not forcing anyone, but I am expecting a great response from your side. Actually this is a general subject, or so tell faster. I'm expecting these things from your side. What is renewable?
Reproducible.
So
Reproducible.
reproducible, whatever the energy. Hmm. Energy sources that are available, that may be reproducible. Okay. So can you tell me the example of forester? It is renewable or non-renewable? जंगल जे असतं ते जंगल रिन्युएबल मध्ये येतं का नॉन रिन्युएबल मध्ये येतं?
Non-renewable.
So how? Try to explain how jungle is coming in the non renewable energy source. If the rate of depletion is more than the rate of generation, in such cases that source is going under the non-renewable energy source. If source of depletion is smaller than the source of generation, in such cases that source will become under the renewable energy sources. Coal, oil, that are the non-renewable sources. Why that are the non-renewable sources? The rate of depletion is more than the rate of generation. That's why these sources are the non-renewable energy sources. But we are using the solar radiation. This is renewable sources because the rate of generation is more than the rate of depletion. We are not depleting solar radiations. We are just utilizing that heat energy, wasted heat energy, into the useful energy. So you can see here, this is explanatory part, or I just written everything on screen just for your understanding purpose, because sometimes my pronunciation may not be correct. So it will be better if you look in the PPT, so your uh, pronunciation or whatever the words are will clear to you. So these are the sources found in nature that are self-regenerating. That means that they are naturally generated. We are not generating them again and again. And renewable energy is the energy generated from natural resources like solar, wind, geo, hydro, bio, and tidal. These are the natural energy sources that we seen in the syllabus also. So these sources are normally used to produce clean energy, as there are no pollution created by using these sources, or whatever the wastage of the primary sources is much lesser than the non-renewable energy sources. So the production does not lead to the climate change. By using oil or gases, various types of gases, we are creating so many hazardous gases in our climate by using factory, etc. So such type of gases will not be created in this renewable plants, or does not involve emission of the pollutants. So it is a clean and green type of the renewables. So these are the secondary energy sources. Or what are the primary energy sources now? What are the primary energy sources? If a hydro, solar, wind, geo, bio, and tidal, if these energy sources are the secondary energy sources, then which is primary energy source?
Sun, wind,
These are the secondary. I'm asking about the
sun.
primary energy sources. So just try to understand again. There are two types of the energy sources: renewable and non-renewable. If renewable energy sources are the secondary type of energy sources, then what are the primary energy sources? Tell me some examples of the primary energy sources.
Coal.
Coal. Okay, great.
Petrol, natural gas, coal.
Hmm. So whatever the non-renewable energy sources that are comes under the primary energy sources, and so renewable energy sources comes under the secondary energy sources. Actually, this is not included in our syllabus. Just for the your understanding purpose, I created these PPTs for clearing the basic. And from in tomorrow's session, we will start our actual subject. So, need for renewable energy sources. Need for why renewable energy sources are important, or why renewable energy sources are needed nowadays. What is the importance of the renewable sources? So, first point is limited primary reserves. That means the whatever the coal, oil, or uranium that we are using nowadays for generating electricity, or for generating any type of energy, we are using oils, petrol, diesel for the traveling the distance, etc. That are the primary sources, or that are the limited. Whatever the non-renewable sources are that are limited or will going to end one day. That's why we have to use renewable energy sources nowadays, and we have to save that non-renewable energy sources for future purpose also. So this is the one necessary point for the renewable energy sources. This is one advantage. Second, pollution free, as there is no gases produced from this by using these sources. So this is pollution free, or no hazardous gases is not coming up, from these sources. So it is clean and eco-friendly and healthy. So there is no problem for using these renewable energy sources. Clean. Sometimes if you see nuclear power plant, how hazardous it is, or whatever the wastage coming from that power plants, this is so dangerous or hazardous to everyone. So whatever the chemicals coming out from the various factories or various industries, that is very hazardous they are making water pollution, air pollution, etc. So such type of wastage is not getting from the renewable energy sources, so it is clean and eco friendly. And if you consider solar energy source, how cheap it is cost in cost, if we need a 50,000 for installation of the solar energy solar panels uh, at once. That means the primary cost of that solar panels is 50,000. That may मे बी फॉर 5 म्हणजे 5 वर्षाची तुमची ती कॉस्ट जाईल इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिलची. पण नंतरची जे काही तुमची इलेक्ट्रिसिटी भेटणार आहे ती तुम्हाला फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट भेटल्यासारखीच असणार आहे ना. सोलार पॅनल्स जर तुम्ही यूज केले तर पहिल्या 5 वर्षाची पहिल्यांदाच तुम्हाला इन्व्हेस्ट केल्यासारखी वाटेल, कारण त्याची इन्व्हेस्टमेंट कॉस्ट कशी थोडीशी हाय आहे. म्हणजे इन्व्हेस्टमेंट कॉस्ट थोडीशी हाय आहे, पण त्याची कॉस्ट रिमूव्ह होऊन त्यानंतरची जी तुम्हाला भेटणार आहे ती तुम्हाला फ्रीमध्ये भेटल्यासारखी आहे आणि इको फ्रेंडली आहे, कोणताच लॉस नाही त्यामध्ये. तर there are so many advantages by using this type of sources and abundantly available. So these sources are available uh, in nature, so there will not be shortage, or these sources will not go to end one day. So like our non-renewable sources will going to end, but this type of sources sun will not going to end. So whatever the sun radiations we are getting, that may be that are in continuous or in daily life, so these sources are not going to end. So someone just tell me the comparison between the renewable energy sources and non-renewable energy sources up till now, what you understood. As this chapter is general, that's why I'm asking again and again to you. Amruta Nanore, can you unmute yourself? Amruta, Amruta Nanore, are you listening our lecture or not? Okay, anyone can tell me the difference between the renewable and non-renewable energy sources? Why there is zero response from your side? I'm not getting. These advantages can convert, you can convert these advantages also into the comparison.
Renewable energy sources can available freely. Non-renewable are uh, paid sources.
Paid sources, or these are the limited sources. Huh?
Uh, Non-renewable energy sources doesn't create any pollution. Non-renewable sources creates pollution
Okay.
like ash.
Huh.
Uh, and it is also eco-friendly. Renewable sources are eco-friendly. Non-renewable
Hmm.
sources are not eco-friendly,
Hmm.
very cheap. Uh, Renewable energy sources are cheap and cheap or free of cost, and
Hmm.
non-renewable are uh, in high price.
Hmm. 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 That's it. Actually, this is so easy. Renewable energy and non-renewable energy sources are differentiated here. So it can be used again and again throughout its life. That means the renewable sources are easily available and these sources are not going to end. Again and again, I am telling same things for the comparison, for explaining the renewable energy and for telling the advantages wherever I am going, these are the points are getting repeated again and again. It can be used again and again throughout its life, and non-renewable sources are limited, which can be depleted one day. So it is sustainable. Sustainable means what? These sources are going in a long way. Long way means up to long terms, and it is exhaustible. The rate of renewable is greater than the rate of consumption, and here the rate of renewable is lower than the rate of consumption. That means the पुन्हा जनरेट होण्याची जी त्यांची प्रोसेस आहे ती खूप कमी आहे कशाच्या कन्झम्पशनच्या कंपॅरिझन मध्ये. त्यामुळे हे जे काही नॉन रिन्युएबल एनर्जी सोर्सेस आहेत ना ते वन डेला एंड होण्याची शक्यता आहे. So these resources are present in unlimited quantity in renewable energy sources, and in non-renewable energy sources these resources are present in limited quantity. Again this point is getting repeated two times for the first and fourth. Fifth one is pollution free, and non-renewable is not pollution free. It is creating hazardous gases. After that, sunlight, wind, geothermal, ocean, etc. are the examples of renewable sources. And non-renewable energy, coal, petroleum, natural gases, batteries are the examples of non-renewable energy sources. So our next point is solar energy. So whatever the energy from the sun in the form of radiation is called as the. So the energy from the sun in the form of radiation is called solar energy. So whatever the radiations we are getting from the sun, or whatever the sun rays we are getting from the sun, these are called as the solar energy. The sun is a source of enormous energy. The sun is a source of enormous energy. That means the sun energy is too high, but we are getting somehow energy during 12 hours 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. India receives solar energy equivalent to over 5000 trillion kilowatt per hour, per hour per year. So this is the overall calculation. 5000 trillion, this is too much big, and if you use that much of energy, your energy cost will be less. So collecting and solar energy in the form of heat and using the heat as such is the principle of the solar energy devices. So whatever the solar energy devices, that may be solar cooker, solar heater, what they use the principle. So they collects the energy from the solar and sun, or whatever the solar energy coming from the sun, they collect the heat, and that heat is converted into the useful energy. That may be for heating the water, for heating, for cooking purpose, for the electricity purpose, or so many applications they can. And this is the principle of the solar energy devices. The solar energy option, the solar energy option is just for the telling the advantages of the solar. So what are the advantages of solar? It is a free source of energy. We are not paying any money for getting the sun rays or for radiation. It is a free source of energy that is available in the nature. So we have to just collect that solar radiations to make the useful energy. So it is a first advantages of the solar and option is the its free source of energy. I will provide explanation of these things in the notes. I'm just pointed headlights of these advantages. And second is the it can make use of the underutilized land. So you can save your land also. You can install in on your on the roof of your home also. So this is one also benefit of the solar energy. And it can cause less electric loss. So as we all know, for transmit while transmitting and distributing the energy there are so many losses. So electricity losses are more in the other sources of energy, but in solar energy options the losses are very less as compared to we are getting that electricity while by transferring the energy. Here losses are very less. So this one is also benefit of the solar energy. And fourth one, it can make your home go off the grid. That means the whatever the energy coming from the grid you can use also, or you may not use also, you or you can sell your energy also to the grid also. So next point is fifth, it's good for the environment. It is eco-friendly, that's why it's good for the environment. And sixth one, it helps to improve your grid security also, as there are no man-made uh, disturbances in this system. That's why you can consider this energy safe also. Is there any queries from your side? You can tell me, no problem. First, I want to ask you all, are you attending our lectures or not? Everyone is staying silent. What's this type of response I'm getting? I don't know. Ha, Vishal, you are present. Okay. Actually, this is our first session. That's why we seen basics. From tomorrow, we will move towards our actual subject. And first, we will learn the about the solar energy generation. After that, we will move towards the actual points of the this subject. Okay. So, which type of teaching system you are expecting from me? Are you comfortable with me? Or should I
Yes,
do some modifications in this? Okay. Okay. So your attendance is taken already. I taken screenshots. So we will stop here and thank you for joining our lecture. Okay, thank you. You can leave now.